Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this topic, right? I want to give a big shout out to where you graduated, where I went to school at for a year. Coffee County High School.
Cricket Coffee.
In the sticks.
All right.
Sticks of South Georgia.
So let me explain something to y'all where I grew up at. If you don't know how to get there, you're going to get lost. It's not really on a map. Well, it's probably on the map now.
It's like on the, yeah.
It's on the bottom. It's about 2 hours from Jacksonville, Florida. So it's kind of how you get lost. If you have ever watched any movie that has a small town in it, then that's where I grew up at. We used to hang out in Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
That was the spot. That was the spot. We used to have like Christmas parade that didn't last that long because from the high school to the other end of town,
not that far.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of give you a little bit. We have 1 McDonald's. We have 2 Burger Kings. We actually just got a Chick-fil-A not too long ago. So that kind of paints the picture in your mind. Literally everybody knows everybody. Or if you don't, you know somebody's mama, daddy, uncle, auntie that knows everybody. So I just wanted to set the stage for this topic. So they won 5A. They won their first state championship football title in school history.
That was clutch, man.
In
awesome.
school history. And they won it being 15-0. Undefeated season.
Because I just remember.
Sorry, Florida State. We kept our quarterback.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Alfred.
When we were there, like the big schools were always
the big schools were always Lowndes, Valdosta, and then you started going up north to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Georgia is pretty much split into 2 parts, north and south. There's a imaginary line that cuts Georgia in half. If you live below that middle line, everybody calls you country.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure if you've been watching our podcast and things like that, you can tell by my accent, I'm still country. So what? That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Cornfields, tobacco fields, cotton fields. Yeah. But cotton fields, bro. Yeah, you think about it, bro. Cotton fields. So anyway, and by the way, I did pick cotton and tobacco growing up. Yes, I did. But if you see that, you're like, these niggas country. But there's a certain secret that comes along with that country. It's called country strong.
Yeah.
And as all 15 teams saw the Trojans played this year, you saw that country strength.
Bruh.
It ain't about the facilities. It ain't about this, that, and third. Man up. What you got? And I like shout out to the head coach, Mike Coe. He had posted something about they were saying that the offensive line was too small and they were too weak and this like that at the beginning of the season. They got the best offensive line title in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, in the state.
Fred Brown rushed for 2,200 rushing yards this season. Something along those lines. You can go watch the championship game on YouTube, literally running over everybody, running over Power 5 commits. Yep. Just want to throw that out there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, bro, like, I don't understand how, and I mean, we all know why. It's because they're in a smaller school, smaller town, less publicity, so they're not gonna get as many eyes on them.
Yeah.
But they showed what they were capable of in that game.
Yeah, man. It was amazing seeing that kid Fred Brown run. It honestly reminded me a lot of Melvin Lovin. Like, the way he just he didn't run looking to go out of bounds. He ran looking for that contact.
Punish you.
He wanted to punish you.
I'm looking to punish you.
And it was just amazing watching him do just that. Yeah. And so it was great. Also want to shout out LaShawn Smith. We played football with him. He's the quarterback coach.
He was my quarterback. Shout out, bro. Shout out.
Like, man, it's just great to see what y'all did. Also, if anybody that rocks with our content, if y'all want to donate, they're taking donations for the championship rings,
which is crazy to me. So I didn't know this. I didn't know if you knew this or not. I didn't know this, that GHSA or the state of Georgia does not provide the championship rings to the athletes. Yeah. They have to fundraise for it. And to me, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
The amount of money that these kids have raised, and that I guess that'll lead us into the whole NIL and transfer portal and all that. The amount of money that these kids have raised with playing these games and the views and stuff like that, you would think that would be a reward. Like, y'all win the state championship, y'all get state championship ring, not just a freaking trophy, a plaque, and a banner. Like, I don't understand that. Yeah. I think something, we talk about all these other legislations and all that stuff. To me, that needs to change, because there's no way in hell you're about to tell me that you can't provide, I think it's like $200 a ring. There's no way you can't provide a ring for the team that wins.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Wild. So if you want to donate to the cause, we'll have a link pinned down in the description below. Let's do what we can to make sure those boys get their rings.
Yeah, because they deserve it.
They deserve it.
They deserve it. Yeah, they deserve it. So once again, it was so big for Douglas it was so big for Douglas. I'm about to go down his list. Ambrose, Willacoochee, Broxton, Nichols. It was so big that all of those towns shut down. Even though we say the city,
probably even heading into Ocilla.
Yeah, they all were shut down. Everybody was they were there. Everybody was at the game.
That's crazy.
So that just tells you
that's support, man.
That's support to its finest. That just goes to show you just how big it was and how impactful that was for the city of Douglas, for Coffee County.
Yeah.
So once again, shout out, guys. I, as an alumni, am very proud of y'all. I'm significantly proud of y'all. I've already reached out to the owner of my company. It was like, bruh, I need you to send something. I need you to send something. So awesome. We'll see. But once again, shout out, guys. And now as we move on to,
I think it'll be this is kind of a great segue into our next topic. In all honesty, so there was one thing you were talking about, how with Douglas being in the sticks and a lot of players, even if you're talented,
yeah.
You know, I remember from our class, we had DeJuan, Mario.
It wasn't that many.
Williams. It wasn't that many, but there was a lot of talent on that team, right? And just because of where we're at, a lot of those talented players didn't get seen, right? And so I think that's going to get even harder now with this transfer portal going on, because if you don't realize it, a lot of teams are starting to supplement, a lot of college teams are starting to supplement their talent with transfer portal players, because they're realizing, why would I go get a high school player
and I gotta build him up?
I have to build up when I can go get a transfer portal player that already has some experience,
and he potentially has 3 to 4 years of eligibility still.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
But I'm thinking that it's going to start making it harder for the high school recruits.
Absolutely.
Now it's like, okay, why would I go get you when I can go get something that's already kind of proven here?
Yeah, and it's bad, because it's bad on both ends. It's bad on that end, and then it's also bad on the end of the head coach, because not every head coach wants to do that. And this is just my opinion. I feel like not every head coach wants to go into the portal and get, transfers and this, that, and the third. I feel like some head coaches truly want to build a team, but because of the pressure that's coming down from the AD, from the boosters. It's a win. I need you to win now mentality. So you're forced to go into that portal where this kid, you had maybe been watching him since he was a sophomore in high school. It was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to offer him. You can't really, you can, but then you also can't do that now because, like I said, you have your AD in your ear. I need you to win now. Yeah, your job. You in the hot seat. I need you to win now.
I mean, and I don't think we haven't seen it just yet. We haven't seen the transfer portal really affect high school recruiting like the manner that we're talking about it. But it's just without proper legislation on the transfer portal. Mm-hmm. Outside of this is the window where you can go and visit and stuff like that. It's just hard for me to believe that high school recruiting won't be affected because the scholarship limit is not going to change. No, or it hasn't changed. It's an 85 limit scholarship. Mm-hmm. So now you have teams, you have head coaches that are trying to figure out, okay, how many players do I have leaving? Mm-hmm. How many players do I have that are thinking of flirting with the transfer portal? How many of those transfer portal players do I want to recruit to bring back to LSU? And then on top of that, I got to make sure that I have the proper number of high school athletes that I'm trying to bring in. Yeah. It's making that job more difficult.
It's a juggling act. And this is probably us, I guess, dipping into the future. I see within the next few years, I see high school recruiting being affected. And I know we're talking about football, but in all sports, I see high school recruiting being affected significantly, almost to the point where you're going to force 3-star, 4-star guys to either still go to the school and sit or potentially go to a smaller school. Now, that may boost up the morale for smaller schools, mm-hmm. but it's definitely going to affect kids that want to go to your Power 5 schools and want to compete, because it's like, okay, this guy is transferring. This guy has transferred in. He has 2 years under his belt already. Mm-hmm. Quarterback, running back, whatever position it may be. The same position that I play, coach is probably not going to put me in because he just picked up the kid from the he just picked up the young man from the young man or young lady from the transfer portal. And now you're kind of stuck, and that take your confidence takes a hit. So now it's like, okay, what do you like? In all honesty, what do you do? What do you do? Do you accept the offer from the smaller school? Mm-hmm. Or do you take the chance of going to the larger school and saying, okay, I came here to compete. Well, by competing, or is it going to be on an even scale? Is it going to be fair when the competition starts? Or is the coach already leaning towards the seasoned guy because, like I said, he has the AD and all that in his ear about this win now mentality, and at the end of the day, let's like you said, let's keep it a bean. He has a family that he has to take care of. So all of these things are going to come into play, I think, as we progress through this whole NIL. And is one thing that I truly believe, even though I would love to be wrong, is we will never see another stretch like Alabama with Nick Saban because of the transfer portal.
I like that though. I like it personally.
Because different teams.
Yeah, see different teams winning.
I do, and I don't. I do because it is nice to see different team compete national championship every year. Yeah. I don't on the basis of there's essentially no stability, in my opinion.
But that's where it's like the head coach has to make sure that he's earning his money. Like, do what you got to do.
That's a valid point.
And man, I honestly feel like this transfer portal, it's evening the scales of power between both college athlete and coach. Mm-hmm. But I also think that it is kind of shafting the high school athlete. And what I mean by that is like kind of going back to what we were saying before is that, yeah, why would I go get a high school athlete that I have to coach up when I can go get a transfer portal athlete where maybe I don't have to put as much work into them.
True.
But I also feel like it's allowing the college coach to be more selective for the high school.
Yeah.
He was like, it's probably, let's just say, like for Alabama, right? They get some players out of the transfer portal that allows them to be more selective on who they want to bring in from high school.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where it's going to end up going, and to
like true, and this
where coaches become more selective, and then you have more high school athletes supplementing or putting their talent into the lower schools, whether it be HBCU, Group of Five, hell,
D2,
even JUCO, D2, something along those lines, just so they can play and then transfer and try to go to another school.
Yeah,
because we saw that this year. Your boy from Houston, the wide receiver,
Tank.
No, not him. He was a freshman this year. He was the fast one. He was on their kick specialist.
Oh, I can't remember his name, but yeah,
he balled out at Houston.
Yeah,
transferred to Texas.
Yeah, he's gonna do numbers. He gonna definitely.
And that's where I honestly feel like we're gonna start seeing more of that.
But then what? That was didn't the running back from Missouri do that too?
He went. He was preferred. Or he walked on, and then he earned a scholarship.
And then he earned a scholarship. Yeah.
But I think we're going to start seeing more of what that player from Houston did, where he balled out at the lower level school, and then transferred. It was like, cool. I'm gonna go to a top tier.
Yeah.
Going to be SEC school.
I think for the high school athlete that does go to a smaller school and then transfers to a larger school, I think it'll better help them mentally. Like they'll be more mentally strong and more mentally prepared for the college life.
Yeah, because man, when I went to going to prep school, so when I went to West Point, I didn't go straight to
you went to prep.
I went to prep
academy first.
Man, going to prep school set me up astronomically better because I knew, okay, this is giving me an idea of what West Point is like.
Because it's on you.
This is what I should expect.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it did exactly what I envisioned it to do. Because at that baseline level, okay, I understand that, but West Point was also harder.
Yeah.
And so it didn't overwhelm me.
You weren't shell shocked.
Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Like, cool. This is what college is. All right. Went to West Point. It did what I expected. Okay, now it's a level up. I'm not shell shocked.
Let's roll.
You
Yeah.
know
I think it'll be good, but I do agree with you on that. I do think unfortunately for some high school athletes, they are going to get shafted.
Yeah.
They are unfortunately going to be collateral damage because, I mean, let's just look at it. Let's just look at sports in general now. Mm-hmm. Like whether it's football, basketball, track, soccer, hockey, golf, whatever, swimming. Every coach is dealing with the pressure of win now.
Yeah.
Win now. There's no more building jack.
No.
I don't need you to build a team.
If you only time you're able to build is if you're winning. And even then, you gracefully given what? Maybe a year? Yeah.
Maybe.
Because your boy is on the hot seat, or if he isn't now, he will be.
Who's that?
Napier.
Oh yeah, Napier is probably on the. First of all, it ain't my boy.
My bad, not your boy. Not your boy.
I got you though. But if they hadn't posted it yet, he's definitely on the hot seat. Yeah. Because let's be honest, you coach at Florida.
Florida expects you to win.
Which,
for the life of me, I don't understand why they even have that mentality outside of Steve Spurrier and the 2 championships that, let's be honest, Chris Leak brought them one of those championships.
True.
Tebow only had one.
True. I give you that. Yeah.
That's 3. I don't know how long ago.
It's been some years. It's been a long time. But
you all of a sudden have this mentality like we win and we win. That we're a winning program.
Because they're prideful.
Stop that.
And they're prideful. They're prideful.
Miss me with all of that.
I mean, look at Miami. The U is the exact same way,
bruh.
It's the exact. That's why they brought in Cristobal. Win out. So I don't know. Tell us what y'all think.
I know we kind of went on a little rant there.
Yeah, we did. For some of you high school athletes that do follow us, that are subscribed to us, tell us what you think. If you play sports, give us some insight on your take on the transfer portal and all that. All in all, I have to say, and I'm gonna leave it here. I have to say that there has to be some regulation, there has to be some legislation there, because at the end of the day, it shouldn't be the Wild Wild West. It shouldn't be the Wild Wild West, and it should be 4 plus maybe 1 additional, and then bro, you got to go. Like, it ain't he's coming back for his 6th season, he's coming back for his 7th season. Bro, take your ass to the draft, leave, man. Bye. You didn't cut it. It's time for you to go. Like, don't just be sitting here. Like, it's kind of like when you go to the gym.
Extreme side.
It's kind of like when you go to the gym though, and you're like, okay, dude is sitting on the bench, or dude is sitting on the squat. He's at the squat rack. He's like, bro, how many more sets you got? Oh, I got 1 more set. And then this nigga he's just posted up on the bar, and you're like, man, bro, your legs ain't gonna get no better. I'm gonna need you to roll out at this point. Like, man, get your stuff and leave, because you're holding the spot,
man. And like we said, man, this is we're talking in what could be. We're talking in future terms.
It's gonna be awesome when we look back on this video and be like, I knew it,
bruh. For the life of me, I really hope that it doesn't go that route.
It is,
but it's hard for me to see that it won't, because the NCAA, that crook of an organization.
What does it always boil down back to?
Oh, the money. Like, it's hard for me to see that it won't go there.
Back to the money.
It's hard for me to see.
It goes back to the money.
But hey, let us know what y'all think. If you're currently going through the recruiting process, let us know what it's looking like for you.
We don't need no details, but just give us a general idea.